Oh by golly, the legendary vaults are about to open in Apex Legends Season 3, and I've got all the information for you guys about what to do to be prepared for when this onslaught of new, delicious, extraordinary, hidden secret gear is now available to the masses, and what it is going to do to the game. Here's what you need to know to be prepared for this moment, because all of the information points to sometime in this week, the vault becoming unlockable. Now, we have to go through a lot of different things, and one of them, and I think one of the key aspects in this video I'll cover as you guys see some ranked gameplay underneath with the new charge rifle, is the fact that this will change the way you will see ranked and of course the entire game played. Now, for those who don't know about this vault, there is a vault that's been murmured and rumored since Season 3 to be available for people to take a special vault key and open it up. Inside this vault, there are several gold weapons and shields and backpacks and things like that, all the good things that you would want in a game locked away for those who have the key. Now, there are some details that I actually do want to go back to fact check on that, because we haven't actually confirmed any weapons in the vault yet. That's one of the big things to talk about. What will actually be in the vault? But also, where will people have to land, and how will you be able to get the vault on the first day as one of the first players? All these things are very important, and I think people are just going and thinking, I'm going to shoot it, I'm going to run it, and the vault's going to be available for me to go grab all that great gear. No. Everyone's going to be trying to do that, so there are a lot of factors you have to consider. First, your efficiency with killing the loot bot. Let's talk about that. The cargo bot seemed like it wasn't a big deal. You shoot the orb as it's flying, you do damage to it, and hopefully it turns gold. We found out over the course of the last week of Season 3 that it's much more efficient to shoot the bot carrying the cargo ball, so to speak. That golden ball will essentially fall much easier the second that it turns from blue to gold. If you shoot the bot, it will simply drop, and also you'll be able to go and melee it with your melee key and then see the loot right in front of you. The problem with the other strategy of just destroying it was it did more damage, it caused it to fly faster the second you started shooting it, which even happens to the bot as well, and it also scatters the loot if you hit it up in the air. You may actually have earned a vault key, but you won't be able to track it down because it may go left, right, hide under some grassy area in the map, and you wouldn't be able to access it anyway, and you don't want that to happen. Now, once you have a very efficient way of getting that loot, one of the key things is to wait for those colors to change, realize the pattern. I believe it goes purple, gold, then blue. Actually, it goes from blue to gold. So I know that's the big change. You've got to wait for that long period of it being rare until it gets to legendary. And usually that's when people mess it up. They either shoot too early, don't have coordination with their teammates. Get that down if you want the key. Assuming you can get the key is the other question. We don't know, but you have to be prepared that more than one key will be able to be dropped. I don't know, and I haven't confirmed this, but it seems likely that if one cargo bot can drop it, another can. Now, where do you find these cargo bots? It seems pretty simple to me that cargo bots are almost in every single area that has a name on it on the map, the big map that I'm showing you here. Now, Capital City, Lava Fish, Drill Site, I've yet to ever go to any of these and not see a cargo bot. Are they randomly generated throughout each of these major areas? Are they randomly generated throughout the map and just happen to be there because that's where I'm always landing? I don't know. But I think that it will be interesting to see what's the most efficient way to access the most cargo bots, and if people will be able to make maps and trace that down. I'm sure somebody on Reddit might have already come up with this or will be coming up with this in the future as these vault keys become more important. Now, when you find these areas that have one cargo bot or not, you get it and you get the key. It is now not simply can you get to the vault, but can you beat a team that is doing the exact same thing to the vault that's trying to go before you? And that becomes a factor of where you land, which is why I think this secret thing, this hidden factor that no one's talking about, is people are going to have to change their landings if the priority of the vault becomes as big as it is. In Apex Legends, it's all about gear, it's all about weapons, it's all about getting yourself equipped to take fights, and if you're an even skill and they've got better gear, they're probably going to win. That's just the way it works. If you can find yourself getting a vault key, you're probably going to set yourself up for a top 5 at least, especially with you and your team getting decked out. I want to talk about what gear and conjecture will be in there in a little bit in the video. It's going to be a shorter one, so it's all jam-packed, so keep paying attention if you guys want to know all this stuff. but I think people are going to have to now land near these 3 circles. Now there is 1, 2, and 3 vaults all in different areas of the map. Many people think that there's 1, there's actually 3. One is located closest to the train yard, the other is located closest to the geyser, and another is located next to Lava City. Now, I'm going to talk about these 3 areas and what I think it means for the vault keys to be located there and what it may change from the drops that we've seen other places. Sorting Factory, Capital City, Drill Site, a lot of areas that are popular, well, not necessarily Drill Site, but I think that Refinery, a lot of these areas that are very, very popular may not be as close or as accessible to these vaults. And that may change where pros and especially players drop. Train Yard is a high-level, pretty much high-tier loot area that allows you to have great access to the vault underground in that quick rotation, and it's faster than Fuel Depot. It also has great loot, and I think if you're going to see a cargo bot, you're definitely going to see 1 or 2 there for sure. The Geyser seems to be the highest, one of the places that NRG and Ranked currently drop from what I've seen of Ace and Dizzy streams lately, and it seems like it's going to be a popular ranked spot as well, which has some elevation, a quick get out with that geyser that gives you a redeploy, and probably one of the smoothest and quickest accesses to the vault from that immediate mine pass. And the problem is there's really no contest to that area. Fuel Depot can contest the train yard vault a little bit. As you can see, you go up a little bit northwest and you can actually kind of get there pretty quickly, but Geyser, the only thing that can contest it is Overlook from the opposite side, and that's still a bit of a trek through open land and some higher ground that leaves you very exposed. Capital City has a rough time getting to either of these because you have to travel farther distance, and Train Yard, you have to go all the way around. It's very, very difficult to access it from these major landing spots. Geyser seems to have the clearest and cleanest access to a vault, so if you want to find a vault on day 1, you may need to be dropping Geyser, try to win that, get the cargo bot there, and be able to beat any other team that may be making the rotation. Again, you may be fastest, but you also may have to fight more people. You're going to have to pick and choose what's best for that. Lava City, however, seems to be one of the maybe the hidden gems of the vault aspect, because I find Lava City to have an incredible loot zone. I love this area. It's next to the dome, which most people don't really drop to. It's pretty sparse in loot, pretty open, and pretty unsafe if you get into a fight. But Lava City has a lot of tall buildings. It connects at the base of a train track, and it also has just a ton of loot to it in particular, and a lot of high ground as well, and buildings to go in and out of. It connects to a mine pass that has a vault there, and if you could see the simple access and the only real competition being from the dome or the sorting factory, I think this is going to be one that leaves you in a pretty safe way where you at least know you're not going to get third party from behind, and you're probably not going to have any contest from your north as well, because Geyser will be going there. In fact, I think a lot of sorting factory teams will try to go Geyser versus Lava City, because that's going to be probably rotating closer into the map where the circle is, unless you have a southward circle. All these things mean that in high level play, you're going to start having to shift the way that you think about dropping if the vault remains a big thing. Now let's talk about where the vault actually, what the vaults may have in them, if they will have separate things. Questions to be raised. Will each vault actually have armor? Will a vault have weapons? Will a vault have more of a hop-up specific style of attachments, things like that? Or will each vault contain the exact same loot? Golden weapons. Will golden weapons be in the vault? Because the only time we've seen inside it is the cinematic trailer. I have a little bit of footage I can show you of me and Jack Frags looking inside, and what you'll notice in this early demonstration of the vault at the capture event was actually that there were no weapons in sight. Phoenix kits, stocks, backpacks, I've yet to see any gold weapons in there, and that may be something that is added, or if it will be exactly the same as what they've shown us, that's a question to be raised. Let me know what you guys think, if they'll change it up, if it will be the same, if there will be access to weapons in the vault. I think there should be for sure. Clearly attachments, clearly gold backpacks, shields, things like that, and armor, but I think the weapons would be a cool dynamic. The last thing I want to mention is scopes. Will we find scopes in one of these vaults? We've clearly found an issue in Season 3 of having as much scopes or as many scopes as we'd like, the kind of value for what we try to find for our weapons. And it seems like it could be a great way for the vault to kind of add that to the loot table in a special way. If you really want that scope, you get to the vault key and maybe they're all lined up. You can have your pick of the litter of any kind of scope you want for any of your guns. You've got HCOGs, you've got 2 to 4 times, 4 to 8 times, you've got 3 3 times there, you've got bruisers, you've got 1 to 2 variable sights, you've got every single type of sight and scope if you choose. It all makes for a really interesting dynamic, and you have to be prepared for not only how to get there quickly, where to set up your landing, but also what may be in them. I'm going to be one of the first people trying to get into these vaults when it launches, and again, a lot of signs point to tomorrow, but definitely very, very soon, since we were expecting this on launch. Now I want to leave this open to you guys. What are your thoughts about the vault, and what do you think you're going to do in order to try to get those access to the best places to go ahead and get these vault keys and obviously access the new loot? Do you feel like you understand where the cargo bots are? Is there a predictable pattern? Do they show up in the exact same spot, or do you think it's relatively random? I think access to that and control over these huge areas are going to shift the map and the way people play pretty dramatically in Season 3, and I'm really excited to see what ends up happening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this charge rifle gameplay, by the way, and if you did like this and videos like this that give you a little bit of a heads up, some preparation, some thoughts, some higher level thoughts and conjectures and questions for the community around certain cool things, let me know in the comment section below by leaving a like, letting me know what you think, and also subscribing to the channel for more. As always, friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next time. Never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all in the next one.